I believe this past week was the week in which Cruz and Rubio really came into their own in the battle for the Republican nomination as a result of strong performances in Tuesday night's debate. Now, unfortunately, we don't have any post-debate polling yet. We'll probably get some later today and probably some be out by Monday. So a lot of this is speculation. But even before the debate took place, there were signs that Rubio and Cruz were moving up smartly and sharply in the state-by-state polls. Rubio took second place in Florida, ahead of Bush, obviously ahead of Carson. Cruz was also ahead of Bush, actually, in that state. In Texas, Cruz, who had been running fourth or fifth, now is tied for first with Trump at 27% each. In Georgia, there's Trump and Carson, but hot on their heels, only about 5 points back, is Cruz. So all over, you're really beginning to get a sense that this is no longer a race dominated by Trump and Carson, nor is it any longer a race with vote shares diffused among 16 different candidates or among 8 or 10 major candidates. Instead, it's becoming a four-way race of Trump, Carson, Cruz, and Rubio. But Cruz and Rubio are really moving up. We don't know yet if Carson is dropping after the onslaught he had this week. And we don't know yet if Trump has recovered much with a stronger debate performance on Tuesday. But the fact that a lot of the other candidates are all kind of more or less out of it. Christie and Huckabee couldn't participate in this debate at all. And Kasich and Rand Paul and Jeb Bush, I think, and Fiorina, I think, were marginalized in the debate. And everything focused on the big four. Really, three of the four. Carson didn't do a whole lot. And that's going to release a lot of votes of people who were for some of the other smaller candidates and now will basically figure they need to make their choice among the frontrunners. And that's going to release a lot of votes, which I think is going to swell the support for Cruz and for Rubio. I think Trump will get what he gets, which is very strong. I think Carson will lose a lot of what he has. But this was really the week when those two semifinalists emerged as the likely semifinalists in the race. Trump, of course, still could stay on top and be on top. I don't mean to write him off in the least. I think Carson is on his way down. But I think that the race now has become essentially a three-way race with Trump, Rubio, and Cruz. And that lends it a definition, which is striking, even though we're 3 months away from actually having votes cast by real voters in this election. And voters have a way of confounding the prophecies of pundits and debates. But since these numbers are based on debates, not just on punditry, fundraising and stuff like that, but on actual televised debates, I think that they're very meaningful, and I think they are almost by themselves the first primary. We'll talk on Monday further about the Democratic debate last night between Hillary and Sanders. But going into that debate, there was serious indication that Sanders had begun to come back. After Biden dropped out, basically everyone forgot about him. But he was 24 points down in early October, and the polls at the end of October and early November have him only 19 points down. Still significant, but 5 points less. And also, Hillary is under 50. In all the polls, she's at 44, 46, 48. Now, what does it tell you when a Democratic primary voter doesn't vote for Hillary? I interpret that as a no on Hillary. And you can manifest the no by saying you're for Sanders or O'Malley or that you're undecided. But it still is a no. And I think that creates an instability in the Democratic contest that could still work against Hillary. We'll know more when we see some of the post-debate polling. Thanks for watching.